It's one of those fucking days. Welcome back to my channel. So, all freaking morning, it is now 12:36 in the afternoon. I woke up an hour ago or so. I've been screaming and fighting with my partner all day, and I'm exhausted. But I wanted to come and film this for you guys because I haven't posted an actual YouTube video of an actual tutorial yet. And I really want to chill with you guys and make this channel poppin'. So first of all and foremost, excuse the fact that I've been sleeping on this wig all night and it looks like this. Two, I have trans problems because I have facial hair right now, and I also live in a hotel and there is no freaking water. So I'm gonna have to try to do the best to like fix my face with what I have, and I guess we're just gonna learn through this process together. So without further ado, I'm gonna put my iPhone down, and in case you guys were wondering what my fucking tripod is, you are going to be on this thing because I do not have money for a tripod. Like, hashtag starting out YouTubers. Oh my goodness. Okay. I did bring a headband because I wanted to keep my hair on my face. And so I'm gonna do that now. And then try to, excuse my blue hair, by the way, that you're about to see. It's about to look real fucking scary up under this lace front. I'm just letting you know that. So prepare yourself now. Like,
this is not for you. No, it's not.
bitch, what the fuck? Oof. Okay, I just look so bad. Like, my skin looks good, right? Like, I'm moisturized. Like, I'm hydrated. Like, you know, whatever. And my skin looks good. I just started birth control like a week ago, and my skin is looking good, sis. But like at the same time, like it looks so horrible because I have all this facial hair. So let's fix that. I like to use disposable razors. I get the male one because I feel like it just works better. The other ones cut me. I don't fuck the pink razor thing. Like, it's a fucking razor. I don't care. As long as it shaves my hair and I don't gotta look like a man, I'm good, bro. I don't give a fuck about labels. I'm gonna be shaving with Hemp's today. Hemp Tattoo Enhancing Lotion. This shit is really great, and it has a lot of silicone in it. So it like brightens your skin. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, that's so bad for your skin and blah 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 blah. Fudge you, I wanna be a Barbie doll, okay? Deal with it. Fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake skin even. But like, I'm gonna shave with this because it's really silicone-y, which makes it like shit. You'll see. Okay, you'll just, let's get into it. Being a YouTuber. This stuff smells like really expensive perfume. And I've said this before in my videos, in one of my like drunk nighttime get ready videos or whatever. But it smells like a really expensive perfume that I used to sell when I worked for Macy's when I was like 18. And I loved that fragrance, never owned it because was 18, was broke, couldn't afford it. And now I own this lotion and it smells just like it, and I bought it for $5 at Walmart, and I'm 23 living my best life off of that, honestly. So how's everybody's day and week and month going? It's like January. It's towards the end of the month. I'm kind of feeling like over it, you know? Like, in the new year, like, I'm just feeling really over it. Like, I'm over everything. Like, I have way shorter of a fuse in the new year for some reason. Like, because I've been dealing with so much crap from, like, years to where I feel like it's just not viable for me to keep, like, choosing to put myself through dealing with people's toxic energy, like, when it's 2020. Like, I just don't feel like, I feel like I owe it to myself to not deal with somebody's shit, you know? Like, because I've been through a lot to get here. Like, I worked a lot to be this person in front of you. To just even be able to talk to y'all. Like, a year ago, I would have came on here, and I would have been like hiding from the camera. Like, I would have been afraid of you. Like, the internet terrified me. Because I had a lot of flaws, and I knew that society's really judgmental, and I knew that, like, cancel culture was really real, and I felt like I would be canceled before I even started existing, you know? Because so many greater people than, like, my existence were canceled for so far less shit last year that I just, like, didn't want to try. But you know what? I'm all about overcoming obstacles as an Aries. You know, I like a challenge, and I just want to beat the odds. So, here I am. How are ya? Jeffrey, like, sues me for using his line. Please don't sue me, Jeffree Star. Please. I do not want a lawsuit. I take it back. Anyways, this is taking forever, but my skin is starting to feel a little bit smoother. As y'all can see, like, that's all the grossness from my face. Focus, iPhone camera. Wait, why don't it focus? Okay, y'all don't need to see every detail. There's a bunch of hair. You get it. I'm bleeding on my face. It's normal. But yeah, I do this, like, every morning. I, like, get up and I have to, like, you know, shave my face and stuff, because I was born a male and I live my life as female, so it contradicts, and I have to get up every day. And this is just, like, something I'm sharing with you guys because, like, I want to pioneer a movement. I want to pioneer a difference in society. Like, I honestly want people to not be ashamed of being trans anymore. It's 2020. I want this to not be a big deal anymore. It needs to be over with. Like, I am a human, and I have flaws, and I was born male, and I live as female. I was born Trent J. Lord. I'm Jamie Lord. There's a difference, you know? And I don't like to believe that I chose that. I don't like to believe that, like, I chose to be transgender. Like, I remember being a little kid and being very confused as to why I would get yelled at for being exactly who I was. Like, I used to be very feminine, and I'd watch, like, Sailor Moon and, like, Hamtaro. I even have Hamtaro tattooed on my leg, for crying out loud. Like, I got that tattoo when I was, like, 14 years old. But the thing is when I was 4, I used to watch that show, and I used to get made fun of by my brother for being, like, gay and feminine and shit like that. And, like, it just really was toxic, and it hurt me a lot, and it made me feel like I was wrong for being who I am, and that's not true at all. And if anybody ever tells you that, you shouldn't listen to them. I know that it can be hard because we're human and we're products of what we're around. And if somebody constantly tells a fish out of water that it's not supposed to be in water, it's gonna die eventually trying to be a land creature because for some reason it wasn't good enough as a fish in water. I'm not killing myself to fit in with your fucked up society. I'm not. And if you feel different, die first, bitch. Die first. To quote Cardi B, one of the realest bitches ever. Gotta give credit where it's due, because you know what? We gotta stick together out here. These people creating content, and these artists, and these little struggling people to survive who get famous and can change the world. It's not impossible. It's possible. But you know what? It ain't easy. And you know, you gotta credit people for being original these days, because there's so many copycats, and I'm against that. I think we're all different. I know that we're all different. I've seen it. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. Be an individual. Be who you are. It's fine. Love yourself. Anyways. I'm gonna take off my hoodie, because I want to be my face. Rico Nasty. Shout out to Rico Nasty. I've been listening to your album the whole time that I've been like going through upgrading my device recently, because I just switched from a Samsung to an iPhone, and I forgot how beautiful iTunes is, and I just recently rediscovered that. And Taco Bella, the Tales of Taco Bella is my shit. I've been literally like religiously playing that around my house. Like, I know people are tired of it, but like, honestly, it just relates to my life so much. Thank you for creating that. If you ever watch this, Rico, I fuck with you so heavy. Like, thank you for your music. I'm gonna go in with some moisturizer, because I have very dry skin. Like, it's combination, really, honestly. Like, I get oily throughout the day, but in the mornings I'm very dry, and like, before I put makeup on, I always like to moisturize, because I feel like I don't like the look of like a dewy face. Like, I don't like that at all. I don't like looking shiny or like that at all. Like, I like really prefer a matte face. Like, but because I do that a lot, it causes for my skin to be drier, and so I have to compensate by moisturizing. I almost just dropped all of my makeup. Like, hashtag relatable girl moments. Like, almost just dropped all of my makeup in the sink. That was almost a huge disaster. This is my makeup setup, if you guys are wondering what I'm using off of. I have a bunch of foundations in here, eyelashes, a very dirty beauty blender, but it's only from yesterday, so I'm honestly gonna reuse it, and like, you can judge me. I have no water in my house right now. Like, judge me. I don't care. You're not in my situation. The moisturizer I just used, if anybody was wondering, is from Ollie's. It's like a really cheap natural therapy, like day cream, hemp, tea tree lotion. My mom got this for me for Christmas, and I've been obsessed with it, and I love it, and I use this every day, and it's really been helping with my skin. I really like hemp lotion for my skin. I have very sensitive skin, and it just makes that problem a little less hard to deal with, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, capiche. I also am mixed. So a little bit about my background. If a lot of people don't know about me, or if you're gonna see what foundation I'm about to put on my face and get extremely offended or scared because it is a little bit darker at first, I am part Latina, I am part Indian, I am also part white. So I do have a lot of different undertones in my skin, and I have to find a healthy balance of making my face have dimension and highlight. So what I typically do is I go in with a shade that's a little bit too dark for me around the outer perimeter of my face. So I do like corrective color treating, if you get where I'm going with this. But it can, in the beginning, look a little scary and stuff. Just bear with me. Like, wait until the end, you'll see it gets better. But I am going to be using the Wet n Wild foundation. my mom got this for me again, like I said, Christmas. She bought it. It was too dark for her. She only likes putting one foundation on. She doesn't like a whole lot of extra steps like contouring, color correcting, things that I have to do because I'm trans and I have a lot of different of those problems. So this was a no-go for her, but for me it works perfectly. It works exactly like what it's supposed to do. But before I do that, I am gonna color correct because I've been meaning to do that and I've been skipping that step a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna be using an e.l.f. palette today. I have mixed feelings about e.l.f. personally. I used it for years and years and years. It was a great for that time, and you know, like it being my beginner makeup and stuff like that, it was great for that. For like just experimenting and playing around. But a lot of their makeup does have some not so choice ingredients in it, talc being one of them that I don't really fuck with a lot. I try to avoid. But obviously, you know, being a girl and being in a pressureful society, you have beauty standards and stuff. Like, you can't be really just like ignoring every product because it has one ingredient. Or at least that's not where my life is at yet. I hopefully will be there one day. I am slowly updating my makeup kit as I go along and get better products. I recently was just sent the Supreme Frost highlighter by Jeffree Star in Hypothermia, and I absolutely love this so much. I've been living for this so much in the new year, and honestly it is a little extra for day-to-day use, but I honestly wear this every day. Like, I don't even care. I will look like an alien goddess 4 days with this just like shimmery, like metallic, holographic. If you see that reflect of like pink and then it shifts to like a green, like blue, it's like that metallic metal chrome finish but for your face, and I live for that so much. Where is my color correction? Oof. I'm sorry to my headphone users, because I know that just hurt your ear. But if I could find my corrective palette. Being an unorganized mess for 2 minutes straight, basically. Ugh. I can feel the cancel culture already. Oh my rubber ducky, no. I dropped him on the floor. This is Wilfred. He's my rubber duck. Yes, I'm 23 and I still bathe with a rubber duck. You should too, honestly. It's very soothing. Wilfred keeps me company. Gotta have an anxiety buddy. Anyways, I can't find my corrective palette, unfortunately. I was gonna color correct and put like some green or something there, but I can't find it. So I guess the only color correction I'll be doing is a very, very old trick that a lot of trans women have been using for years, and I got this from YouTube and several other trans women. Red lipstick, the beard thing. Nikita Dragon has like a whole color corrective thing now out for trans people, but sis, like, I just spent a little bit of money on Christmas for this lace front and this lace front and for a lot of other makeup and stuff. I just could not see myself spending or making my family or anybody around me spend $50 for some orange color corrector. Like, bro, I'm good, sis. I can't afford it. My bad. Love you, Nikita. Support you. Like, would love to support your brand, but like, I just can't afford you, honey. You're too expensive, too high price escort for me. So I was not trying to be offensive at all. If you took offense to that in any way, I'm sorry, but like, it was a joke. It's sad that we live in a society where we have to explain that, though. But taking a little bit of moisturizer, again the same Tattoo Hemp moisturizer, and I'm just gonna basically beat that like redness into my face. I got asked as a trans woman today, and I've been asked this question a lot in life. Why can't you just be gay? Can we just talk about that for a second? Why can't I just be gay? Okay, for several reasons. Because I'm not just gay. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. And also something I'd like to point out when people say that is being gay is no easier or less complicated than being trans. It's no less complicated. You still get the same amount of harassment, if not worse. And gay people were shunned and converted and like really treated horribly for thousands of centuries. So for somebody to sit there and now see me being a trans woman, which has also been around for thousands of centuries and shit for hundreds of years, now you somehow think that it would be easier or less complicated for me to just live my life as a gay male. No, it's not, because at the end of the day, that's not how I felt when I was growing up. When I looked at a vagina for the first time, I instantly looked at my private parts and felt completely trapped in the wrong body. I felt like, wow, like I just was messed up. I was created wrong. Like I looked at my mom, I saw her parts, and I was like, why don't I have what you have down there? And I was like 4 years old when I asked her that. I had never known anything different about gender, you know, people with non-gender conforming identities and stuff like that. Like, I had never been around that. I grew up extremely sheltered. So you can't sit there and say that, like, you know, oh, like, being around other gay people made me that way, or it was something in the food, because I was around nothing but Bible-thumping Christians my whole life. I was around Baptist people and, you know, grew up in a church and stuff like that, and I was still who I was, and I still love God, and I still pray, and I still go to church if I'm welcomed. But the thing is that, like, you know, I don't think that my God hates me for being who I am. And no, I don't think that it would be easier for me to just be a gay male, because the thing is that I'm a woman. In real life, I am a woman. I wake up every day and I think like any other normal 23-year-old girl would. I get up and I go, wow, my pits are stinky. I need to take a shower. Like, my pussy's hairy. I need to shave my twat. Like, I need to beat my face. I need to lay my wig. Like, sorry to get into those graphic details, but at the same time, it's like, I'm a woman. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, really. I'm sorry that you have a qualm with it. I'm sorry that you have a problem with that. But I'm not sorry for the fact that I'm a woman. And no, I don't think being a gay male would be any easier, because I was a gay male and my life was not any easier. And I also have several gay friends and their life is no more easier than mine, because they're not trans. You get what I'm saying? Like, that just makes no sense to me that somebody would ask that question. We are in 2020, like I said, and I don't feel like that level of ignorance should still exist. But it does, and unfortunately I still have to talk about it. So that's something that I'm using my platform to do today. You know, recently Nikki's Tutorials came out as trans, and it's funny because I remember being in the beginning of my transition and clicking on one of her videos for the first time called The Power of Makeup. And I thought she was stunning. I thought she was stunning. She was one of the most beautiful women I had ever seen in my fucking life. And I was like, wow, like, this girl is powerful. And I had no idea that she was trans. And I was a young trans girl watching that, you know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. That's when I discovered that video. And I, now, kind of think back and I'm like, wow, like I could have been making YouTube videos this whole time. I could have been doing that. I stopped because I didn't see physical representations of myself in the media. My foundation showing up a little bit green here. This is because the red behind it is making the green pigments in these pop a lot more, but once I blend it out and put other foundations on it, it's not going to be as bad. Like I said, this does look scary at first, but bear with me. I'm going to grab my beauty blender. Lift up my wig a little. A lot of you are probably wondering that wear laces, like how the fuck did I just lift up my lace like that and like just set it down, and like what am I gonna do because I'm putting makeup on? And like a lot of girls think that like you need alcohol to put on a lace front. I don't know where the stigma came from, but like you're aging yourself, sis, and you don't need that. Like and I'm gonna show you why you don't need that in a second, but we'll get into it. So the reason why you don't need... actually, before I get onto that separate topic, so back to the thing I was talking about, the whole is it easier to be gay thing. Another comment that she made to me, because this was my birth mother talking to me. This is the person who was saying these things to me, just so you guys can get a little bit of context of like why they were saying these things to me and like what we were talking about. So basically, she's talking to me about my gender identity and stuff, and like how she thinks that it might be easier for me to just be gay, or like, you know, am I sure I didn't get the wrong hormones, because I'm explaining to her that I just started hormones like a week ago, and I've been like super hungry, and I've been like really emotional, and my body is like changing and stuff like that. And, you know, I wasn't complaining about it. These are all things that I want to happen, that I have been wanting to happen for a very long time. But, like, you know, she doesn't get that, you know, I went through dysphoria for not having those problems. And that's what I'm trying to correct by taking female hormones, is so that my body and my mind and my soul can match physically on the outside with who I am on the inside. But the thing is that obviously, you know, she's not trans. She's not going to understand that. So I had to explain it to her. And after I did, you know, she's like, I kind of get it a little bit better now, you know. And she's like, also, you know, something to be in mind is that, like, she's, mind you, ignorant. Excuse it. She comes from the country. She lives in a separate part of the world. I'm just gonna not justify it, but excuse it. And so basically, she said, you do know that we have transvestites in our family, right? Like, that's something that's been around, like, for a long time. And I was like, what? No, I didn't know anything about that, because I grew up on my dad's side of the family and never had any inclination or knowledge about that. And she goes and tells me that apparently one of her, like, aunts was, like, a hermaphrodite or something. And that she herself has felt gender dysphoria. Like, she's thought that she was gonna be a guy at some point, because she, like, didn't identify with womanly things. Like, she wanted to have short hair and be with women and stuff like that. And I do remember that phase of her life. You know, and I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think that we're all human. We, like, all experiment, and we all do different things and, like, figure ourselves out. And nobody knows these things, like, from the get, because we're all, like, products of our environment, and we're, like, you know, products of what we go through and how we develop and stuff. If you guys are wondering what foundation I'm using right now, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. This one is in shade Ivory. This is just white. This is what I use around my eyes and, like, the T-zone area to brighten, and, like, my upper lip and my chin. just so that, and I sometimes will put a little bit under here, like underneath my contour line, just to sharpen it up a bit. But this is how I correct the too dark foundation thing. I have to use two different shades because I don't want to look like, you know, like I have no dimension to my face and like I'm dead and like a zombie. And unfortunately, I have not found a foundation that completely matches my skin tone. Like, I've been experimenting with a lot of higher end foundations lately. I've been going to Sephora and going to a lot of different makeup stores, and over the past few years trying to find my ideal foundation, and I have been let down by a lot of brands because either simply they don't have my shade, or you know, the brand is just not supportive to who I am, or, you know, I had a horrible experience, or, like, whatever the case may be. For the past, like, 5 years or so, or really all of my life, I haven't really been able to find the perfect foundation for me, if you know what I'm saying. And I know a lot of girls relate to that because I hear a lot of people complaining about that same issues, especially like women of color and stuff like that. But I actually have had like quite the journey trying to find out how to do my makeup, because like I said, like I grew up not knowing a lot about myself. I you know, grew up in a predominantly white family that was very like Christian, and you know, like they all had really straight hair, they all had really pale skin, they all had really like the same kind of like issues with their skin and their hair and stuff, and like it was just always easier for them because they all could kind of use each other's stuff and like stuff like that. I had a horrible time growing up trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me and why I wasn't like my family. I had curly hair, I had thick hair, and it was curly, and everybody else in my family had thin straight hair. Or, well, not thin, but you get what I'm saying. It wasn't like super thick. Like, they got thick hair, but it's like, it's straight, you know? My hair is curly, and you know, I was always like different looking than my family. Like, my skin would tan a lot quicker, and it would like, you know, get a lot darker and stuff like that, and I would not go in the sun because I would want to be pale like them and shit. And like, I didn't realize that like my body was just different. Like, I was different. My family and my genetic history made me different than who I was around, you know, even though they were blood relatives. And like, that's something that I think is very important for people to know. It's like, you have multiple sides and multiple histories about who you are before you even decide who you are. Like, that's why when people try to tell you, oh, I know you better than yourself, or like, I know you, and if you're a kid going through hearing that right now, you're gonna understand, like, that's why they're telling you that, is because they're probably trying to tell you, like, hey, look, I created you. Like, I had this problem. You're probably gonna have this problem too, because you came from me. And I didn't really get that a lot growing up. Like, I thought that, you know, my mom's side of the family was crazy, and like she was crazy because that's what I was being taught. And like, I didn't get taught that it was okay to seek help, or that it was like a good thing to, you know, want to have mental help, because nobody in my family could ever do that or would do that for themselves. They all like self-medicated, like using weed or like using whatever. And the thing is that like, I just realized that a lot of that shit was toxic. Like, I really do need that help, and I have taken medications, unfortunately self-medicating, but you know, that's because I didn't have insurance, and I didn't have anybody around me that believed in mental help or getting mental help. So it's like, I had to sneak around, and when I did, you know, I did learn that like certain medications, they do help me, you know. Like, I do suffer from really bad anxiety all day, every day. I do have PTSD where I have flashbacks of shit that's happened to me in the past, and like I will be stuck in that mode for a minute when I'm mad about it because my brain is like having me stuck there, like in that moment of time. Like I may be in a different, completely time, like years later, or a complete different time. I'm sorry, my sentence messed up. A complete different time in another year, and it's past that, and I've been like okay forever, but then all of a sudden one little thing will just remind me of that instance, and it comes back up, and I get stuck there, and I become a prisoner to my past. Like, that's PTSD. That's living with PTSD. And, you know, dealing with bipolar, you know, I didn't know that I had it from both sides of my family because my father's side also has bipolar disorder. And my mom was never really around, but her telling me that, it made me understand why she's been so crazy and why she's been so distant most of my life is because she couldn't be around me. She would have been more toxic being around me trying to be a parent than she would have been by just being out of my life, you know? It's just unfortunately her circumstance, and that's something that I've had to grow to learn to accept as a, you know, human, and like kind of get over and stuff like that. I want to contour, so I'm gonna pull out this e.l.f. palette. I don't recommend this. I don't like this a whole lot, but my life is not where I want it to be at, so I use this and I deal with it. It's not that the products perform extremely bad. Like I said, I just don't like the ingredients. I don't want cancer. It runs in my family. I heard tell causes cancer. I'm trying to do anything to avoid any more like health problems with myself, and I really want to be able to have a healthier life. I'm getting a little emotional, and I'm sorry. But that's just how I feel. Like, I feel very trapped, and I have for a long time. I feel very like I need to do more, or I need to be farther. And I know that a lot of people feel that way, and I know that like that's just how we're conditionalized to be. And like I shouldn't really feel that way because I'm doing the best I can. But I'm only human, so I'm just putting on some blush. I just contoured. And you know, trying to make my face look a little bit better. Or at least make myself feel like I look better, you know? It's not really about making my skin look, or like my face look better, because there's nothing wrong with the way my face is. I think my face is beautiful, but, you know, that's my opinion, and, like, somebody else could think completely different. Like, sound off in the comments below if you think I'm ugly. Fuck it, like, tell me. I don't mind, like, go ahead. But, you know, that's just life. Anyways, moving on. I need to put some more, like, lightness right here, because I don't know if you guys can kind of see it, but I'm still kind of pinky red right here. Like, it's like my skin peeking through the foundation, and I'm a full coverage bitch. Like, I do not do that shit. Like, no, hunty, like, you go away. Like, I like, not even just my skin, but better. Like, I like makeup. I like looking very doll-like. Like, I like to look like if I were to stop moving, that, like, somebody would be scared because, like, I look creepy because, like, I don't look real. That's that's how I like to look, because I love that reaction from people. I think that's fucking hilarious that I can do that with, like, just some, like, powder and fucking liquids and shit. Like, I can put all of that on my face and then go outside and, like, people can be, like, reacting to me and shit. And I think that's hilarious. A lot of people get a lot of kicks out of that too. Like, a lot of people feel like I'm a very funny person, but in reality what they don't realize is that those things that they think are funny are me actually trying to be serious, and they think that I'm joking because the things that I say or do have never been done before. And, like, I read something that was like, you know, just because something's never been done before doesn't mean it's wrong. Like, a lot of people take the easy road and don't want to do something because it's harder. You have to anyways. Go for your dreams. It's like the 80 millionth time you see me vape. I have a vaping addiction. Sorry, it gets in the way. There are tons of other YouTubers. If you find me curious, or you find me interested, or you find yourself curious about me and you find me interesting, sorry for my speech impediment, enjoy. You know, watch some more, learn some more about me. I can learn from you guys and we can interact, and this can be a great 2020. Okay? But first I'm gonna take a vape hit. Okay, back to the tutorial. Or, well, this, I don't even know if this counts as a tutorial. Back to the talk and get ready with me. I am done with my foundation now, so I'm gonna move on to brows. Something that I do like from e.l.f., because I've had this for years, is their makeup brushes. I absolutely love this e.l.f. brush. As you can see, it's very used for years. But this one, it's a little angle brush thingy. Like, that's how it looks. Like a little like thing, whatever. I was watching Doja Cat's live the other day, and she was talking about those tweezer nails. And girl, I'm with you on that idea. Like, honestly, it wouldn't be very practical for long-term use, but, like, I saw where your high mind was at. I saw it. And you were trying to help, you know, the cause. I am gonna use some brow mascara. This is not technically brown mascara, but it's a brown mascara, and I use this for my hourglass. My eyebrows. I use this for my eyebrows. I do not use this for my hourglass. I don't contour my abs. I use this for my eyebrows. It's from the Color Workshop. So is most of the stuff in this kit, because we got it on clearance from Walmart. Judge me. Like, sorry. Cheap. I like cheap values and things. Don't get me wrong, I'm bad and bougie too though. Like, I like higher end things, but I can't always afford them, so I will make do. Like, if I have to use a cheaper product, but, you know, I put a more expensive product on top of it last, and it makes my whole face look like it's put together, then I'ma just let people think that my whole face is together. I mean, honestly, isn't this all about catfishing anyways? Or at least, you know, maybe it's not about catfishing, but it's supposed to be to make you feel beautiful and stuff like that and empowered. I'm not sure it really does that, but at least that's the point of it. But I know most of you hoes are just trying to look better. Let's be fucking real here. Like, we want to look better. Which, whether we want to admit that or not, like, that means that there was something that we didn't like about ourselves. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of people have a problem admitting when they don't like something about themselves. But it's like, if you don't like something about yourself, how the fuck are you going to expect everybody else to like you either? Because you're not willing to grow and work on yourself. And, like, I feel like I should always be doing that. Like, I feel like any person should always be trying to grow and, like, make themselves, you know, better, because you have a life for a reason. Like, it's made that way for a reason, so that you can you know, build and become a better person when you make a mistake and live your life, you know? And it's also never too late to chase your dreams. Like, I mean, look at me. I'm 23 years old, and it took me until just this year to really start a YouTube channel, when I've been using YouTube my whole life. And I thought that I couldn't do this, but here I am. You know, anything is possible. Like, go achieve your dreams, dude. And I know it sounds cliche, and I know I've repeated it a million times, but that's honestly because, like I said before, I'm human too, and even I have to convince myself that I can do this. You know? I didn't always have confidence like this, and I still don't. Like, I'm working on it, you know? I'm growing. And that's perfectly normal, and that's like a completely okay thing to go through in life. But I have shamed myself, and I've let other people shame me for it a lot in life, because I felt like it was my fault for not having my stuff together in the first place. But in reality, that's just not how life works. None of us are born perfectly with our shit straight out the womb. You're not gonna be a full-grown adult with a house, a car, a wife, and a whole family straight out your mom's hole. Like, you're not gonna be that. I'm sorry. Like, you just, it's not how this works. You have to grow like the rest of us. Ooh, my eyebrow's getting there. It's doing something. It's not looking, like, great, but it's not looking horrible either. If you couldn't tell what type of person I am, I'm very, like, the realist. Like, that's a lot of Aries, though. Like, I just don't see the glass half full or empty. Like, I really, honestly, I just see a glass of water. Like, it... Because I know that there's stages in life, and, like, all of them are necessary. When you got the bottle of water, it was full because you filled it up full because you wanted that much water because you was thirsty. And then when you drank half of it, now it's half empty because you consumed half the water. Like, which was necessary. Drink the water and shut up. Like, if you follow one piece of advice I've given during this whole video, drink water. At least 3 times a day. Brush your teeth. Read a book. Say hi to somebody. Like, go outside. Enjoy your life. Anyways. That arch. I looked like J-Star for a second. With the arch. It was this really, like, pretty, like, perfect, like, high arched brows that I live for. But my eyebrow aesthetic goals are more like Tana Mojo. Like, I want that, like, thick, like, bougie bitch brow, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I draw my eyebrows on, like, I fill them in, but, like, I actually have hair type of look. You get what I'm saying? Like, not like... I'm a perfect porcelain doll with no actual hair on my eyebrow. Like, that's not what I'm trying to look like. That's a look. It's a look. It's a look, but not the look for me, unfortunately. I would look like a crackhead. And trust me, I know that from experience because I did that like literally 2 years ago. I shaved off my eyebrows, started hanging out with this girl, and she used to shave hers off. And I used to do it too when I was in school, so I thought, oh great, like I could do that again. I miss that, like it looks so good on her. And that's what I failed to realize. It looked good on her, not me. It was wrong for me. It was not the great look.
You good? Leo, you good?
I'm doing my eyebrows really close together, so don't be alarmed. At first, it's gonna look scary, but that's what my eyebrows are looking like so far. This one is a little misshapen. I'm gonna fix that.
It's okay. It just failed. Those things happen.
Okay. That's a little better. I need a darker brown to really like feather this the fuck out. Actually, I might not. Hold on. I'm just gonna fan this out and help kind of gradiate. My brow a little bit, and then I'm gonna actually go in and make this more defined, but I'm gonna make this one match first. And it's basically going to elongate my eyebrow, give me an arch, and create the illusion of like an ombre for my brow, because I feel like that looks a lot more natural than when you have like just a straight like one solid brow color with no like definition. Like I can't stand that. That looks tacky and I hate you. If you don't know what movie that's from, We Can't Be Friends, like if you did not watch frickin' I think it's House of Rock or like something like that. See, now I'm gonna get like eaten alive for like saying the wrong movie, but like that kid that sits in the front row and then he like goes up to Jack Black and he's like, "You're tacky and I hate you." Like this is me as fuck. Like it's always been me. Like, you're tacky and I hate you. I'm sorry. This is also turning out really surprisingly effing well today. Like, my eyebrows never go on this perfect, but for some reason today I turned on a camera and like now my eyebrows are just perfect, like except for when I do this. That looks hella weird. I don't know why it's ew. Anyways. Maybe you guys are like my good luck charm or something. Who knows? Maybe because this is for a purpose, my eyebrows are just going on better because I'm thinking about the positive energy that this is gonna have on the world and the fact that I get to be a part of society, and there are people that are gonna learn from me and people that are gonna like critique me, and like we're gonna be able to like interact and stuff. I'm excited about that because like I don't get that all the time. I sit in my house all the time with nothing to do. You know, it's not like I hid from society because I felt like I couldn't be a part of society. It was more so that, like, I felt like society didn't want me there. If you get what I'm saying. It's like, have you ever showed up to a party that you, like, weren't invited to? It's kind of how being trans in a, like, very homophobic, or being an LGBTQ member, QIA member, in straight society, in American society, like, it just is weird going through that. It makes you feel like you are showing up to a party that you're not invited to, and the thing is that, like, what's funny about that is that they don't even like the guests that they really invited either. Like, you claim that the only right way to be is straight, but then you have a wife and you cheat on her for a bunch of other women. So are you really living right? Are you really? Or did nobody just tell you that you were wrong, so you thought you were right? Listen to that again. I'm gonna repeat it slowly. Nobody told you were wrong, so you thought you were right. There you go. You're welcome for my advice. Now I am going to I don't even know what I'm gonna wear today, honestly. I think I'm going to go for a darker eye look today. Actually, should I? I'm looking at this palette. This is the Galaxy Chic. Wolf. Galaxy Chic palette by BH Cosmetics. Kind of want to use this palette, but I'm stuck between neutral and dark. I don't know if I want to have like blackout eyes tonight, or if I want to be like neutral and like natural pretty. That's another thing we need to talk about. Can all these men stop saying like, I want a girl who doesn't wear makeup, and then posting girls that are like in a full face of makeup? Like, you don't realize they're wearing makeup because it's meant to look like that's their natural face. They did their makeup to look like a natural human. But they still have makeup on. There are very few people, or actually I can't think of one, honestly. I can't think of a single man that has ever said, I don't like girls who wear makeup, that has actually a realistic goal of a woman without makeup that he likes. Because he guaranteed when he see that hoe with her hair and her face beat, he gonna want that instead. The fuck? And then when it comes off, he's gonna shame the girl for being a makeup wearer. Like, the fuck? But you fucking don't realize society's been pressuring that girl to wear makeup and look like that for a long ass time before you. Stop judging. Like, fucking fix your haircut. Shave your fucking face. Get an edge up, why don't you? While you talking about how my face looks.
No, it's not for you. No, it's not. You ate. No.
I'm blending Mars. The brown shade in this palette next to Mercury, the second one on the third row down. Once again, Mars. This one right here. I'm using to blend out into my crease as a transition color. It is a really dark transition color. Like, this is a very dark brown for doing that, but I needed that for how I want my makeup to go, because I decided just now, after I saw how evenly the transition color was going on, I realized that I want to do kind of a look in between the two looks that I originally had thought to do. This video would have been a lot quicker of me beating my face if I wasn't talking, so if you guys don't like the whole talking aspect, let me know, and I can also start making separate tutorials where I just like blast music and speed it up and like do a tutorial or something. But if you do like these types of videos and you do want that comment, let me know in the or you do want that content, sorry. Let me know in the comments below, and I will post more videos like this. Also, if you want the other type of video, let me know, and I will post that type of video too, and then both videos will exist, and like both people can be happy. Okay? Okay. But I also did not apply a primer. You may have noticed that. It's not that I don't have one or that like I just didn't want to use a primer. These eyeshadows do perform quite well. Like, you can see that it blended out pretty well, except for right there where I failed to blend it. That I just saw on my fucking iPhone camera. iPhone for the win. Helping people notice their busted faces. I'm really just kidding. Your faces aren't busted. You're beautiful. But, anywho, I blended out my crease. Or I'm blending out my crease currently. And I'm doing that without a primer because the transition color I want to be very blended. Like, I don't like when my transition colors are not blended at all, or like they have a primer. Sometimes it can be too pigmented in one area, and then it will be harder to blend, if you get what I'm saying. I'm gonna add a little bit more of Mars. I've been only using Mars this whole time as I've been blending. I've been re-dipping a little bit because, like I said, I don't have a primer, and I also am like really particular about how I like my eyeshadows blended. Like, I like them to be blended, honey. Like, I need it blended. I need it to look like it's a part of my face. Like, it's like you can't tell where my makeup started and my face begins or ends. Like, I want it to just all look like it's a masterpiece together. Now, I need a potty break, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that PG thing just being said like that, and I'm gonna go take a wee break really quick, and then we're gonna come back for part 2 of this video where I do my eyeliner, finish this eye look, and we're going to continue to talk and stuff like that, and then I will finish my face. But first, I'll be back. I love you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Turn on the bell notifications. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you soon in my next video uploaded today, because I'm going to finish the face, and then I'm going to also do a hair tutorial for you guys. I love you. Mwah. Kisses all 2020. Bye.